Now that LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 39,000 point careers, also ranking top 5 in assists and still climbing rankings in rebounds, winning 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and making 19 All-NBA teams, who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
Those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe. It's just different eras. I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you've thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal, but we'll see. But I don't, it's something I'm discussing right now.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Well, if OBJ shows up, he might score 100 if he's sitting in the first round, because Odell Beckham Jr. is.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Something just happened in the GOAT debate that perfectly captures why this conversation refuses to die. Because Michael Jordan didn't just respond to a LeBron James superfan. He shut the entire argument down in a way that felt personal, sharp, and honestly a little humiliating. And when that happens, it's not just about who's right or wrong anymore. It's about legacy, pride, and the kind of dominance that people either understand or they don't.
You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, you know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
Now, let's set the tone immediately, because this wasn't some casual exchange. This wasn't a friendly back and forth. This was one of those moments where a superfan tried to defend LeBron with all the usual points: longevity, versatility, all-time stats, carrying teams, and expected the conversation to stay balanced. But the second Jordan stepped into it, the energy shifted completely. Because Jordan doesn't argue the way modern fans do. He doesn't list out numbers and hope they land. He attacks the foundation of the argument itself. Here's the part nobody is talking about. When Jordan responds, it's not just what he says, it's how he says it. There's a confidence there that feels like it comes from experience, not opinion. And that's what makes it hit differently. Because when someone who has actually been in those moments, who has actually dominated on that level, speaks with that kind of certainty, it's hard to argue back without sounding like you're reaching.
I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He didn't go to college for 3 years. You have to factor that in also. He had a 3-year head start on Michael. Okay, since you want me that. So, I'm gonna just give a couple of things about, if he wanted to do it fair, he would say, well, how many games did Michael Jordan play compared to LeBron? And actually, if you look at the numbers, Michael actually had 5,000 more points in his career.
This is where it gets dangerous, because the GOAT debate has always had two sides that don't play by the same rules. LeBron fans lean on the full body of work, the totality, the numbers that stack higher than anyone else in history. But Jordan fans, they lean on moments, on perfection, on the idea that when everything was on the line, there was never any doubt about what was going to happen. And in this moment, Jordan leaned all the way into that.
How did that love of the game fuel your career? It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, you know, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where
you had a clause in your contract.
Love of the game contract, right? If I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me.
The superfan tried to make the case that LeBron's longevity makes him the greatest, that playing at an elite level for so many years across different teams and systems proves a kind of greatness that can't be matched. And on paper, that argument is strong, it's logical, it makes sense. But Jordan didn't even entertain it. Instead, he flipped it.
It's all about winning championships and winning.
He essentially turned that argument into a weakness because in his view, greatness isn't about how long you can stay good. It's about how dominant you are when it matters most. And that's where he believes the gap is undeniable. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Jordan's career feels like a finished story, a perfect one. 6 finals appearances, 6 championships, no losses. That kind of record doesn't just look impressive, it feels untouchable. It creates this image of inevitability, like once he reached that stage, the outcome was already decided. And that's what he used against the Superfan.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
This is where it gets dangerous, because now the debate isn't even on the same level anymore. You're not comparing careers, you're comparing philosophies. One side values sustained excellence, the other values peak dominance. And when Jordan frames it that way, it becomes almost impossible to argue without changing your entire definition of greatness. Now, let's talk about the emotional impact of this moment, because that's what really made it feel like a humiliation. The Superfan came in confident, prepared, ready to defend LeBron with all the usual points. But once Jordan started dismantling those arguments, you could feel the shift. The confidence disappeared, the responses got weaker, and suddenly it wasn't a debate anymore, it was a lesson. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Moments like this expose how fragile arguments can be when they're built on comparison instead of identity. The Superfan wasn't just defending LeBron, they were defending what LeBron represents to them. And when Jordan challenged that, it felt personal.
Did you ever look at how many shots Michael Jordan took and how many shots LeBron took?
I did not.
Michael Jordan.
They were both gunners.
Michael Jordan took way more shots.
Well, that was his job.
This is where young fans usually make a mistake. They think the GOAT debate can be won with facts alone. But the truth is, facts are only part of it. The rest is perception, it's memory, it's emotion. It's how a player made you feel when you watch them. And that's something numbers can't fully capture. Now, flip it back to LeBron James, because this is where things get complicated again. LeBron's greatness is undeniable. The longevity, the consistency, the ability to dominate in multiple ways. It's something we've never really seen before. But the criticism he faces often comes down to moments, finals losses, close games, decisions that didn't go his way. And Jordan knows that. Here's the part nobody is talking about. LeBron is being judged against a standard that might not even be fair, because Jordan's career set a bar that was so clean, so perfect in certain areas, that anything less automatically feels like a gap, even if the overall career is just as impressive or even more complete. This is where it gets dangerous, because now every comparison feels like a loss for LeBron, even when it shouldn't, because the debate is being framed in a way that favors one type of greatness over another. But Jordan didn't care about that framing. He leaned into it.
What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, you know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy.
He embraced the idea that perfection matters more than longevity, that dominance in the biggest moments outweighs everything else. And by doing that, he forced the Superfan into a position where no argument felt strong enough to respond. Now, zoom out and look at why this moment matters so much, because it's not just about one exchange, it's about what it represents. Every time something like this happens, it reinforces the divide between these two sides. It reminds people why they believe what they believe. Here's the part nobody is talking about. The GOAT debate isn't really about finding an answer anymore. It's about defending a belief. People don't enter this conversation looking to change their minds. They enter it looking to prove they were right all along. And that's exactly what happened here. This is where it gets dangerous, because once a debate reaches that point, it can never really be settled. No matter what LeBron does, there will always be people who point to Jordan's perfection. And no matter how much Jordan is praised, there will always be people who point to LeBron's longevity. So what did Michael Jordan really do in this moment? He didn't just win an argument. He reminded everyone why his legacy feels different, why it carries a weight that's hard to match, why for so many people, the debate doesn't even feel close. And now, the real question. What would actually take for LeBron James to change that perception? Because if everything he's already done isn't enough, then maybe this debate was never meant to be decided in the first place.